Oh my gosh, a minute late. Good morning, noodlers. Sell a House, Arizona, wholesale real estate training, number 88, on the books, here today, Wednesday. What is this? March the 4th? Yes, March 4th. Good morning, John.
Good day, Paul. It's Wednesday, 8:30, March 4th. Only 2 more days left until somebody special's birthday. And that somebody is me. Going to be 37 years old on Friday. And my goal every year on my birthday is that by my next birthday, I'll be healthier, wealthier, happier, and holier than the year before. And thinking back to last year, I am healthier, not much more wealthier. I am healthier, I'm happier, and I'm holier. I just haven't completely. I'm not much better of a place financially as compared to last year, which isn't a big deal because, well, it is a big deal. But you know what the difference is, Paul? A written plan. I did not have a concise written business plan at this time last year, and that's what we've been talking about the last several hangouts is the importance of having that plan. And since we began putting this plan together, or I've been putting a plan together, which kind of started a little bit later in the year last year, things have actually progressed pretty well. And I just want to welcome everyone back here. And what we had talked about on Monday, we kind of took a break from the plan. We kind of just gave you an overview of what point we were up to with it, setting smart goals, having a 3-year vision for your life, break that down to a 1-year vision, then going from there to a 90-day vision. Now we're going to start breaking it down to get more specific and detailed. And the reason we took a break from it on Monday is because we were talking about you working towards becoming a level 10 person and how we tend to get stuck in certain levels and how setting goals and the importance of having the vision plan is to moving you forward in your life and moving you towards your ultimate goal, which is your definite major purpose. So we're going to get back into the plan today, and I just want to welcome everybody on the Hangout and say good morning to Paul and let him kind of kick things off here.
Yeah, we're just going to jump right into it because we don't have a lot of time and we have a lot to cover. So yeah, Monday was a little bit of a break to help you understand and also to let some of you get caught up who slacked over the weekend and really didn't break your plan all the way down to the 90-day level where it was supposed to be. So we, we gave you a little reprieve there to get caught up, but mostly it was, like John said, sort of some more information to really help you dig deep inside yourself and figure out what it is that you need to put into this plan. So where we started from, we're just going to give a quick recap here. Originally, step 1 of the plan is to project yourself forward into the future, either 3 to 5 years from now, and stand there and look around and examine your life and write down exactly what your life is, who you are, what you have, what you're doing. Basically those 3 things. What do you have? What do you want to be, do, or have 3 to 5 years from now? If you went 5 years, we told you to break it down from there to 3. And if you just went 3 years like we did, we said, okay, now look at that 3-year plan. Here it is. This is what I want to have, be, and do in 3 years. What are like the key components of that? And then so you broke it down into however many, 5, 6, 7 components. Then we went to the 1-year plan where you took each one of those components and you broke down, okay, if I'm going to be there in 3 years, where do I need to be in 1 year? And so these 5 or 6, 7 components would now break down into, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 components each in each one. Maybe there's only 1 component, maybe there's 10 components in one, but you'd have to look at each. It's going to be different for all of you. So you break down each one of these into, so we're expanding, we're building out. Then we looked at, okay, if I'm going to be there in 1 year, where do I need to be 90 days from today, 3 months from today, one of the quarters of the year? where do I need to be in 90 days? So now you're going to break down all of that, and you're going to expand out, the 3 to 4 each of the 7, are now going to become another 4, 5, or 6 within each one of those. But you're going to understand now that you're looking at the fact that, okay, I've got, these 6 components, and out of those 6, I've got numbers here, 3, 8, 2, 1, 7. Okay, well, the 8 and the 7 are probably a lot more important to you than the 1 and the 3. So when you break those down, now the 1 and the 3 might have a couple components, the 2 and the 3 might have a couple components, but the 8 and the 7 might have a whole bunch. And so now you're realizing, okay, these are the couple of areas where I really need to focus if this is what I want to be having and doing in 3 years. So now you've broken it down to the 90-day, and you've really narrowed down, you've sort of filtered out what are the more important areas to you, as well as what are the really, really key factors that have to be taking place in just 90 days from now to get me to the point of where those key components lie. So now that we have that, what we need to do is now you have a whole bunch of stuff. You got this 8 thing. I'm going to do my drawing. You've got this 8 thing over there that, it's in the other book. You got this 8 thing over there that you broke down into, 22 things you got to do. Now we want to look at those 22 things and say, okay, out of these 22 things, what's the most important? What's really going to drive me forward? What are the least important that, even if I don't get done to this point, that I'm going to be okay moving forward type of a situation. So you want to prioritize that, and you're going to start breaking those down now into, these are the, out of these 20 areas, these 6 are the ones that really need the most focus on, and that's where we're going now. So we build it out to 90 days, and now we're turning it around, and we're focusing it down to the point where we get to what are you going to do tomorrow. So that's where we're at. And John, you had covered your vision for 3 years, what you had written down to where you need to be in 1 year, and as well as 90 days. I think you want to give a real quick recap of those to catch people up on sort of the outline plan that we've been going, and then just move it right into how you're narrowing it down to the 60-day plan.
Absolutely. So I write down at the top of a piece of paper, my name is John Leister. Today is February 20th. That was the day we started doing this live on the Hangouts. So that's why that date is on this piece of paper, is because I began presenting my plan right here live for all of you to take, my example and to help you build your own. And you could certainly add to this later because, like I said, I'm actually going to be revising this once we complete the whole process. I'm going to go back and revise everything. I've thought of more things that I'd like to add in, as well as improvements that need to be made. But anyways, my name is John Leister. My 3 to 5 year vision. Today is February 20th, 2015. I am earning $80,000 per month in gross income and living in a well-kept 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage with a pool. I am successful in Swiss Gold Global, and I have an automated real estate business, and I sold my portion of the paint company for $500,000. I am a licensed Opus agent, and I have helped Earl sell 3 ideas through Jason Nast. I have overcome my ego to become a self-confident person, operating as a warrior from my higher self. That's basically my 3-year vision. I have some income goals there. I have basically a little bit about my mental health, which is the portion about becoming a self-confident person, defeating my ego, operating as a warrior. A couple of business goals there that that I've helped a friend of mine sell a couple of his invention ideas. I've sold a portion of a paint company, and that I'm continuing to work on and become successful and automate my network marketing and my real estate business. I want to add to this because of other business ideas and opportunities that have been presented to me since I created this on February 20th that I think I can work into my 3-year plan, especially when I break this down into smaller time frames and realize I can actually attain this a lot sooner than I initially anticipated. And that's what's going to happen when you break this down and create a plan. You're going to be like, holy moly, I could really do this. And your belief system is everything. You have to believe that you can do it, otherwise you will fail. So my 1-year vision, I have $5,000 a month in passive income, and I am earning $10,000 a month from my real estate investment business. I am financially free with nothing but positive energy. I have my finances under control, and I am driving a brand new full-size truck with 4 doors. I'm not sure if it's a pickup or an SUV, so I've got those in parentheses right now until I decide what I really want. But I have a lot of test driving to do because I'm going to have the perfect vehicle that I fall in love with. I'm eating healthy on a daily basis. I'm able to control my cravings and only eat junk food in moderation as a treat for accomplishments. I'm working out and exercising daily. I have a personal trainer. I have met and created a relationship with the ideal girlfriend. I am having sex 3 days a week, and I am patient, loving, understanding, and I have great relationship with my children and an excellent relationship with my ex-wife, the mother of the children. I feel good because I'm able to stick to my vision plan for this year. I am confident, and I am meeting with qualified prospects for real estate and network marketing on a daily basis. I have raised $500,000 in investment capital in order to do more real estate transactions. I have helped multiply my real estate team so that we can enter into at least one new market. And I have launched Achieve Inc. with Paul Romero, and we have released our first educational product. And there's something that Paul probably noticed here throughout is that I am actually stating all these things within my vision in the as if, not in as if.
As is.
As if, as like, yeah,
As
like
is.
I've already accomplished it. I'm not using words that I want to be earning $5,000 a month in passive income. I specifically say I have $5,000 a month in passive income coming in, because you have to put this vision in terms as if you've already accomplished these goals, because it helps with the visualization. And when we wrap this all up, we're going to talk about the importance of visualization. So that's my 1 year. It's become more specific, broken down to specific things, dollar amounts from different avenues, and that's what's going to happen is your vision, as you narrow this down, is going to become more specific. And as Paul said, when we get down to the daily goals and the daily habits, that's really when you're going to have a roadmap to success. So here's my 90-day vision, where I see myself in 90 days from today. My name is John Leister. Today is February 25th. This is when I put this out there to you guys. And in the next 90 days, I'm watching less than 4 hours of television per week. I am reading for a minimum of 1 hour per day, and I am journaling for at least 30 minutes per day and meditating for at least 30 minutes. I'm spending 20 minutes each morning exercising and 20 minutes each day reciting positive affirmations. I am going out and I am meeting new people daily. Every day I'm meeting someone new. I lost my spot. Oh, and I'm going out on a date at least one day per week, and I am feeling strong and I am feeling confident. I am spending 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week on building my real estate investment business, and I am spending 1 to 2 hours per day working on educating myself and building my Swiss Gold Global Network marketing business. I am earning $10,000 per month from real estate. I am taking off every other Saturday to spend quality time with my children, and I've curbed my appetite for destructive habits, and I am committed to my success and of building success habits. Still kind of some generalities in there, I think you may have noticed, where I don't really define what those success habits are. But that's what I'm going to be doing, as you'll see, when I break down to what I'm going to be doing each day. And in fact, reading this out loud every single day and looking at your vision every day, that's part of my 20 minutes of visualization and meditation, is that this is what I'm meditating on, visualizing this whole plan and building on the plan and coming up with daily goals to achieve these plans. So now that we've gone through the 90-day,
Let me just show the visual real quick. Basically, as you probably heard in that whole thing right there, he started out pretty much with kind of, 6, 7 categories here, and then in his 1 year plan, each one of those was broken down. There was a little bit about this area, there was a little bit about this area. This was kind of like the biggest. You see where I highlighted the corners. This was kind of like the biggest, strongest focus. There was a little bit about this area, and this area. And then when he got into his 90-day just now, you can see where exactly the same thing. Each one of these little factors became a lot of little pieces, a lot of a whole lot more different little segments, so to speak, of each one of those areas. So that's where you're at now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take all these little segments right here, and as you can see from my arrows, you can see where I've got a whole lot of stuff. This is going to be very important. This is going to be very important. This is going to be very important. This one's not going to be so important. That one's hardly important at all. So now, from all of these things, we're kind of focusing on, you know what? Look at these are the #1 priorities. That's kind of where we're going right now. So go ahead, John.
Okay. Well, basically, we talked about after the 90-day, I broke it down. Some people will say you go from a 90-day to the 30-day action plan, the 90-day vision to the 30-day action plan. I've actually broken it down one step further to say, okay, this is where I need to be in 90 days, but this is where I see myself in 60 days. And after that, then I'll break down where I see myself in 60 days. We'll break down a 30-day action plan. And then that's going to start with where my action plan is going to bring me to at the end of 30 days. And then from there, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1 through 30, and literally complete a step-by-step plan of action of what we need to do each day for the next 30 days to reach that goal for the 30-day action plan. And then at the end of that 30 days, what we're going to do is reevaluate where we are and what we got to do over the next 30 days to reach the point to be at what we envisioned ourselves for the 60-day. And then again, we're going to, after the 60-day mark has been hit, we're going to restructure a 30-day plan to be where we're at for the 90-day plan. And once we get through these next 90 days here of taking daily action steps, our lives, our lives will never be the same. We will have done something that 98% of the people, I would say probably 99% of people haven't done out there. The confidence that builds, the strength that builds within yourself is priceless. And not only that, if you begin just by writing down these plans and starting to do daily action steps towards its achievement, you will notice a significant change in your attitude becoming more positive. You'll notice a significant change in the areas of anything you've set your mind to improve on, relationships with your children, with business contacts, and you'll just notice a major change in your entire life, and you'll actually see that you're starting to get the things you want, and you'll begin to see that those things are already available to you. The people that you need to meet are already in your life, and you'll just begin to naturally attract the things that you're lacking, all for the simple fact that you put this plan together and began to work the plan. So with that being said, I'm going to break down like my 60-day vision and then toss it back over to Paul because we might be out of time. But basically, I see myself in 60 days earning the $10,000 per month that I want to earn. Now, I want to clarify something here because I've mentioned in my 1-year vision that I want to be earning $10,000 a month in gross income from my real estate business. Okay? And I'm going to be able to achieve that in the next 60 days. So you might ask yourself, do I increase my gross income for the year? I could, but I have a business plan that I put together, which is why I'm only going to wanting to take $10,000 a month out of my business, is because I want to reinvest the money in the business to get into another market, like I mentioned in the 1-year plan. And I've also mentioned in my 1-year plan that I would be earning $5,000 a month in passive income. Well, I'm going to be reinvesting the money in my businesses so that I can achieve the goal of $5,000 a month monthly passive income, and then I can achieve the goal of entering into a new real estate market. I broke this down. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I broke down my 60-day plan as my number one priority in the next 60 days is to reach the level of income that I envision that I'd be earning by the end of the year, which is $10,000. Because to me, the most important thing to all my goals is that I have that income so I can eliminate the worry of finances. The next part you'll see I broke down is that I had a vision for my 1-year plan that I would be physically fit, exercising daily with hiring a physical trainer. Well, feeling good is my number one goal for the next 60 days. Now you're going, wait a second, didn't you say your number one goal was income? Yes, but you can't just focus on one area of your life. That has to be spread out through all these important factors. If I don't feel good every day, I'm not going to be out there doing the things I need to do to earn that income. So my number one goal is my physical. So on par with my income is my physical goals. I have some goals here in the next 60 days for how I want to feel mentally. That's also the number one priority in the next 60 days. I'm going to do things every day to get to my income level, to get to my physical goals, to get to my mental goals. My relationship goals are going to be worked on every day. So relationships is my number one goal because I need relationships in order to make that income, because my income is based on my ability to create relationships. My ability to create relationships is based on my ability to feel good mentally and physically. And then, of course, there's some spiritual sides to my goals because I believe that, envisioning and having a belief in the universe and God in a spiritual sense is what encompasses everything. So that is also my number one goal. So I have a lot of number one goals here, but I think it's important that each one of these things gets worked on a daily basis. You can't sacrifice one to work on the other. You need to have each one of these things worked on daily. So that's where my 60-day vision is that I'm seeing myself in 60 days having worked on each one of these areas of my life. So in 60 days, I am earning $10,000 a month in gross income from my real estate investment business. I have personally sponsored 5 new people into Swiss Gold Global, and I am helping those 5 people to find their 5 people. I have helped Paul and Danny, and I'm making this commitment to Paul today, that I am going to help Paul and my other team member, Danny, to find 5 people each in the next 60 days. I am feeling great, I am happy, and I am confident. I am exercising daily, I am eating healthy every day, and I am doing positive affirmations every day, and meditating and visualizing and getting in touch with a higher power every single day. I am free from financial worry, and I am a good and faithful steward of the money that God or the universe has entrusted to me. I am present in my kids' life, and I have created daily success routines, and twice a month I am taking my children on an adventure. That's where I see myself in 60 days. I've got into my relationships with my kids. I've got really where I want to be to physical, mental, spiritually, my income goals. I said what I'm going to do each day. Now I'm going to break this down into a 30-day action plan where I am going to have specific goals, specific tasks that I am doing each and every day over the next 30 days to reach what will become my 30-day action plan, which is going to be putting me on par with reaching my 60-day vision. And after 30 days of taking these daily steps, I will then create a new 30-day action plan so that I am where I need to be in 60 days. So we're just about out of time. I've shared the 60-day vision. Now when we come back on Friday, we're going to get right into a 30-day action plan and building each day of the next 30 days so that starting out day one, I know what I'm going to do every single day for the next 30 days to get to my vision. And if you have a plan like that in place, there's no way you could fail. The only way you can fail is if you don't take action. If you don't get each and every step done that you plan out, there's where you just correct and continue. But as long as you're taking actions every single day, you're not a failure. You're a success just for the sheer fact that you're in the habit of taking these actions. So with that being said, I'm kind of
The only way you're going to fail is if you quit.
exactly. There's no losers in this race. Only the quitters are losers. So with that being said, we're now broken down into the 30-day where we left off, where we're going to create the 30-day action plan, and I'm going to let Paul close us out.
Just a little visual there. That's my part here, is I'm the visual aids. So you saw we went from 6 items to 7 items, broke it out to some further items, really got kind of into the details a little bit more of what all these items are at 90 days. And then right now you see with the 60-day, you'll see there's a whole bunch of items up here, but now we're down, here's that have the most focus for me, that I really, need to make sure that I am on track with what I'm doing. And then you've got, some of these other areas over here that a little bit less, but still very powerful, things that need to be taken care of, one over here. Then you've got some that are a little bit fewer, and then you even might have one that, you look at this and you go, okay, well, you know what, this doesn't weigh much importance, but I do need to keep up with it. I need to have it going in 90 days. So like this one little piece needs to trickle down and be here as well. So that's where he was talking about, the number one priorities, but then there's still some things too, because you want to try to have a balanced life as much as you can. So there's still some things too that you're going to want to trickle down. Now we get into where we're going with this, and next week your plan is going to look like this. You're going to start breaking this down, and you're going to be going, okay, well, these areas right here, obviously very, very strong. This is where a lot of focus is going to be on the 90-day. Oh, and this area right over here is where a lot of focus is going to be. And then you can see where I've got these arrows are a little bit shy of reaching the mark, so to speak. So these areas right here, not quite as powerfully important. Maybe they tail off a little bit. Maybe there's some things out of here. I might draw a dotted line like I did up here to bring these down, maybe a couple items out of this and maybe an item out of this type of a situation. Maybe these 2 items up here, maybe these 2 trickle down all the way again. So you're really, really focusing and narrowing it down. As you can see, we went really wide, and now we're coming back down to narrowing it. In 60 days, we have these groups. By the time we get to 30 days, we're going to have you had like 7 number 1 priorities. 30 days, you might only have 3 or 4 number 1 priorities. This really, really is number 1 priority that has to get done this month. 30 days, boom. Next month, the 60-day mark, that's where some of those other things are important. So I know that if I achieve these 3 things this month, then next month I'll have a leg up and a big step forward in being able to maybe gain some time freedom or whatever it takes to start working towards those other big things that are on the list within the 60-day plan. So that's kind of how it flows. And with that, I just wanted to throw kind of the visual out there to let people sort of see how this expands and then breaks back down. And I think you pretty much covered it all, John. So unless you got a final word, why don't you take us home?
I ask the universe not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches that have been given to me at birth through the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I may desire. And I desire the abilities and the wisdom needed to achieve my 3-year vision. And that's all I've got for today. So we'll see you back here Friday.
Everybody, have a great